I remember the whisper more than the words. It came from the shadows of the old cabin, low and knowing, like it had waited years to speak my name. That was 1975 in Granville Hollow, Pennsylvania, deep in the Allegheny Mountains where the trees guard secrets older than the coal mines. I was 25, full of that young man's fire, when I crossed the Cunning man. A folk healer, they said, but his eyes held something darker, a cunning that twisted help into harm. But he wasn't alone in my nightmares. Over the decades, as I fled those hills, his shadow followed, blending with others like him across this land. The granny witch in the Ozarks, the Pow-Wow doctor in Amish country, the Hoodoo man in the Louisiana Bayous, the medicine man in the Southwest deserts. They weren't separate souls. They were echoes of the same ancient craft, rooted in America's stolen earth, punishing those who meddle. Now, at 75, with whispers of new sightings in 2025 from hollows to swamps, I know it's not done. The cunning calls still, soft in the wind, waiting for the debt to be paid. I've kept this locked away, afraid the telling would bind me tighter. But the dreams don't relent. The scent of herbs gone sour, the feel of eyes that see too much, is too heavy for one man anymore. What you're about to hear still keeps me up at night. Before I begin, if you love true American horror stories, go ahead and subscribe, because this one isn't just a story. It happened. I was born in 1950, in a clapboard house on the edge of Granville Hollow, Pennsylvania, where the Allegheny River winds through valleys like a restless snake. My father mined coal, coming home black-lunged and weary. My mother tended a garden that fought the rocky soil. We were a family of 5, simple folks descended from Scots-Irish settlers who brought old ways, charms against the evil eye, whispers to heal or harm. The hollow had its history, from 1790s when cunning folk roamed, blending European magic with native lore from the Lenape. They called them cunning men or women, healers who knew herbs, divined futures, broke curses. But some turned dark, like the one in 1880's Tales, a man who cursed a rival mine owner, his family plagued by shadows till they fled. Elders warned of meddling with such, said the land remembered wrongs, spirits guarding against greed. By my 20s, in the mid-70s, I worked the mines like Dad, hands calloused, back aching. Friends were crewmates, Big Mike, Quiet Sam, sharing beers at the Hollow's Tavern, dreaming of escape. I courted Ruth, a girl from the next valley, her laugh light against the gloom. Life was routine, shifts underground, Sundays fishing the river. But the hollow felt heavy, cabins sagging, fog lingering mornings. Whispers of the cunning man persisted, an old recluse in the hills, helping with ailments but demanding payment in ways that twisted. I scoffed, modern enough to doubt. But signs came, sick livestock healed overnight, feuds ended sudden. Foreshadowing built, a miner's accident averted after visiting him, but his dreams haunted after. I didn't know my curiosity would draw me in, starting a chain across America. From Pennsylvania's hollows to Arkansas Ozarks, Louisiana swamps, Indiana plains, Arizona canyons. Each place had its cunning figure, folklore echoing the hollows, guardians of old knowledge, turning vengeful when crossed. It began innocent, a sore back, but the cunning waits, and I was about to pay the price. The build-up started slow that fall of 75 Granville Hollow. My back ached from a cave-in scare, pain shooting like fire. Ruth suggested the cunning man, old Elias, up the ridge known for salves. I resisted, denial strong, but pain won. Hiked the trail at dusk, air crisp with fallen leaves, scent of wood smoke distant. Cabin loomed, crooked, herbs hanging from eaves. Knocked, door creaked open. Elias, withered, eyes sharp as flint, beckoned. Inside, air thick with dried sage, roots something metallic. He mixed a poultice, muttered words in old tongue, applied it cool. Pain eased instant, but his gaze lingered, knowing. Debt paid in kind, he said soft. Left uneasy, confusion stirring. Felt watched on the path down, branches rustling no wind made. Weeks later, dreams came. Shadows whispering debts, eyes in mirrors not mine. Denied as fever, but back healed too quick, crew whispering luck. Then livestock died, mine withered overnight. Sam joked curse, but fear crept. Visited Elias again, demanded answers. He smiled thin. Cunning calls its own. Left shaking, scent of herbs clinging. Moved 80 to Arkansas Ozarks for better pay, near Eureka Springs. Granny witch tales, folk healers from 1800s, blending Cherokee and settler magic. Teaching job, mountains dense. Settled, but howl's night, not wolf, human twisted. Smelled herbs on wind, like Elias. Hiked one evening, found cabin, old woman, eyes flinty, brewing. She knew my name. Debt follows. Confusion deepened. Ran home. Dreams of hollow blending Ozarks. Louisiana, 88, Bayou near Baton Rouge. Hoodoo man legends, root doctors from slave times, voodoo mixed. Oil work, swamps humid. Felt watched in mangroves, herbs scent again. Night boat ride, figure on bank, tall, hooded, eyes glowing. Whispered pay, voice like Elias. Boat stalled, fog thick, smelled decay herbs. Panic rose, denial cracking. Same force? Escape dawn, but marks on arms, faint scratches. Indiana, 97, near Versailles. Pow-Wow Dr. Folklore. Pennsylvania Dutch healers brought west, charms from 1700s. Farming gig, plains flat. Visited for ailment, Dr. Old, eyes sharp. Debt old as land, he said, poultice burning. Dreams intensified, figures converging. Fear turned sorrow, emotional weight. Why me? Arizona, 2006, near Sedona Canyons. Medicine man stories, Navajo healers, shapeshifters from ancient times. Hiking guide, deserts vast. Smelled herbs dust, found elder in cave, eyes knowing. Cunning crosses borders, he murmured. Whispered chants, visions of all, Elias leading. Dread built, isolation growing, friends distant, Ruth left years back. Body scarred, marks spreading, itches cycles. New climax neared, cunning calling home. Tension mounted, whispers in wind, eyes in crowds, herbs sent random. Moved often, but it found me cunning blending. Sorrow for disrupted lives, confusion at pursuit, dread of reckoning. The land's craft was alive and I owed. Peak 2015, back Granville Hollow. Storm night, visited Elias' ruined cabin, seeking end. Whispers surrounded, sense overwhelming. Sage, roots, decay, dust, all. Figures emerged, Elias central, Granny witch beside, Hoodoo man slinking, Pow-Wow looming, medicine man shifting. Eyes unified, flinty knowing. Dread peaked, air charged, breaths visible. They weren't separate. One ancient cunning, land's magic guardian, disturbed by settlers like my kin, demanding balance. Shapes melded, whispering debts. Visions of 1887 desecration. My bloodlines roll. Reached hands cold, pulling. Confessed, apologies for intrusion, vows to respect. They paused, eyes softening, faded gradual. Aftermath still but marked. Survived, retired quiet town. Scars remain, flare moons. Avoid hollows but whispers echo. Family gone, tell none. 2025 sightings rise. Michigan dogman-like cunning in woods. Ozark witches viral. Bayou hoodoo attacks. Indiana Pow-Wow hauntings. Arizona medicine men reported. Clip. Hollow figure, my scars twin. Cycle turns. Because some cunning doesn't heal, it binds.